All right. Hello, everyone, and now welcome to a game Tide Waterglades 2v2. Moon and Lin spawning as the teal team here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. They are going up against Infi and Fly. 2v2 matchup here on Tide Waterglades, and for some reason, still after multiple reinstalls and setups, well, my overlay still is not working. Not quite sure what to say about that or how to handle it. Yep. Unfortunately, I'll have to be just doing a lot of clicking to give you guys insight into what is happening. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down into this 2v2 matchup as Lin spawns as the teal orc at what I'll call the 9 o'clock position. Meanwhile, Moon spawning as the teal night elf at the 6. They're going up against Fly, who is opening things up with an Altar of Storms and an early War Mill. Doesn't have a barracks, though. So, interestingly, we'll keep a close eye on that. The timing on that barracks, the War Mill will be done first before that barracks. So, I guess they will really be cranking out headhunters, perhaps trying to go for more ranged units, as Infi will be training up all of those footmen. All right, so footman front line, headhunter back line, going up against, I believe it is going to be archers here, coming in from Moon, and perhaps grunts coming across from Lin. Both sides are using similar strategies, little bit different build orders. Grunts now getting trained up here as the game is going to get underway. Now, for 2v2 strategies, I generally find a handful. Of course, you have limited viewers. Back to WarCraft and Happy. Yes, it's Happy that is streaming. Oh, wow. Well, well, Happy streaming. You know what? I'm okay with that. And you know what? Yeah. I guess what I was, what I talked about the other day was Happy. How come my viewers were actually going down? I guess I was kind of feeling a little bit self-conscious. Was it something I was actively doing? But you know what? I shouldn't question myself all that much. As we're looking at Archmage, Water Elemental, Militia, now clearing out this mercenary camp here. We are going to be looking at the Farseers, exchanging blows and crossing each other's paths in the center portion of the map, as we see the Demon Hunter also clear out similarly the center portion of the map as well, but leaving behind the Tome of Strength. Is this reforged graphics? No, it is not. This is classic graphics being played on the reforged version of WarCraft 3. You can still play with classic graphics, as I'm sure many of you guys know, and it just feels like the reforged graphics doesn't have the same amount of polish and time that actually went into them. Just because something has higher resolution doesn't make them overall better. I know the Blizzard designers and the Blizzard game folks, when we were back at DreamHack 2020, right when Reforged was released, when they asked how come they didn't use Reforged graphics, well, the players don't use reforged graphics, just like in StarCraft 2. The players don't use high detail graphics. They need to concentrate more on the gameplay and not the number of pixels or how polished the actual units look. If the polish on the units actually detract from how they play the game, say hitboxes are different when they're trying to click, then they're going to be going back to the more refined version of those boxes. Anyways, coming back around, Demon Hunter trying to chase. There's a large scuffle in the center portion of the map here, as the Demon Hunter of Moon is sitting at level 2. Farseer sitting at level 1. Demon Hunter trying to absorb quite a bit of damage, has done that, but the lines are pretty much all over the place here. A lot of exchange, a lot of damage, as Lin's Voodoo Lounge should be, well, cranking out a lot of those healing salves for the upcoming heals. Forest Troll Berserker by Moon may try and finish off some of these units, as well as the Footmen, Headhunters, and Heroes make their way down. Infi did pick up a Giant Wolf as well. You saw a big critical strike there, so Infi bringing the battle with Wolves and Spirit Wolves. Meanwhile, Farseer Archmage combination, that Archmage actually with a lot of additional armor, plus 9 overall armor, giving that Archmage, well, near a 45% damage reduction. All right, for those of you guys doing the math, it is, what is that, 12 times 12 times 6, 72% effective hit points, as we see a quick mana burn there on that Archmage. Archmage now looking to retreat back, units continuing to exchange blows. Headhunters trying to push a little bit of damage across here as the Scroll of Speed is used. Mana burn there, but a quick deny on a Headhunter. Archmage trying to stop one grunt from being able to finish off a Headhunter there, but it looks like it will still get taken down. Battle damage across the board, low hit point units fleeing into every which corner, and it feels like we're playing a balance game on both sides. Both sides may be unaware or suddenly in a lot of trouble as Lin escapes away at 5 hit points. I don't know if that's good or bad, as he's going to be forced to use a healing salve here and also try and, well, buy up a Scroll of Town portal. He's retreated all the way back home, ventured forth quite a distance as Infi now trying to set up an arcane vault here that may end up getting shut down, preventing a lot of healing for Infi and Fly. Infi continuing to clear out some of these spirit wolves here. Giant wolf will get in a little bit of easy damage. That last spirit wolf will escape away at 8 hit points. Naga Sea Witch has been trained up by Moon, so Demon Hunter and Naga Sea Witch by Moon. Meanwhile, Lin, still with a level 1 Farseer and now a level 1 Tauren Chieftain, tries to test the waters here, trying to get to level 2. Infi does have more experience on his Archmage and now retreating back as well. All right, coming back through, Arcane Vault trying to be placed down again. Water Elemental able to get in some, well, quick damage once more as we see a quick mana burn onto that Farseer again. Units turning back around. Blood Mage now online, going to try and give mana or take away mana from that Farseer. Farseer was able to place down some new Spirit Wolves though, so that will be important. Fly being forced to use the Scroll of Town portal as the Demon Hunter continues to push pressure there. Arcane Vault still not done after all this time as the Archmage still staying at level 2 after all this time as well. All right, big exchanges across the center of the map here. Armies scuffling against each other. Farseer, Tauren Chieftain also coming in from Fly's side. So that Endurance Aura will be incredibly important to move and attack much more quickly. Coming back around, Archmage trying to, well, push a little bit of pressure onto that Farseer, perhaps get some damage to actually stick and force Lin to retreat back once again. Demon Hunter gets another mana burn off onto the Blood Mage. Blood Mage trying to siphon mana from the Demon Hunter as we see level 2 now finally on Lin's Farseer. Headhunters actually coming in from behind, walking, getting lost in transit again, as, well, the armies are just lined up in a poor position for Infi so far. More siphon mana. Lin now trying to retreat back here as Infi's Blood Mage has plenty of mana once more. We could be seeing some more mana dumping into the Archmage here as the Archmage could be dropping down plenty of water elementals. Look at the number of water elementals, but at the same time, look at how they're falling. And this is just going to continue to give Moon and Lin more experience as well. All 3 water elementals taken down, and now suddenly that frontline position of Infi and Fly is in some serious trouble. The Blood Mage taking mana away from opposing heroes to give and turn them into water elementals suddenly just turned into experience for Lin and Moon. All right, still small scuffles, 2v2 battles known for just larger fights with lower heroes during the early portions of the game where spells are not just absolutely dominating the hit points of all of the units out on the battlefield. Imagine what a level 3, Storm Bolt, Death Coil, Fork Lightning could do to these early armies. Both sides coming back around. There is another drain right there on from Lin's Tauren Chieftain, who doesn't have Stomp or any other way to spend mana as of yet. Farseer coming back around, going to try and engage here. Dryads have joined in on the battle, so the Farseer and the Archmage dropping Spirit Wolves are just not going to work out that well. Scroll of Healing quickly used their Militia trying to join in the battle, but it looks like Moon and Lin is just winning this fight here as we now see a level 3 Demon Hunter and a level 3 Archmage. The transition into Moon Dryads is going to cause some big problems here as Infi loses his wolf right there. Archmage continuing to fire back here. Tauren Chieftain, Fly still sitting at level 1. Lin is sitting at level 2. Doesn't have any mana though, as it's been constantly drained by that Blood Mage who is upside down on mana. Both sides fighting their way again. That Tauren Chieftain with over 17 armor at level 1. 51% damage reduction over, well, 1,500 of effective hit points as both sides are fighting their way through. Lin forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal here, but this retreat is a tactical one, not a big loss unless Moon loses this Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch now trying to retreat back. Scroll of Speed is being used here. Demon Hunter, well, trying to fall all the way back here. Spellbreakers perhaps are going to be able to get in front. No, they are not. And the Naga Sea Witch even, well, now able to slither on back home. All right, big, long, engaging, sweeping battles on both sides. Army size, 40 over 48, 40 over 41, going up against 50 for Lin and 46 for Moon. Both sides engaging here. Both sides perhaps not realizing how close the other army is. There's this, well, no man's dead land here as both sides are getting in some creeping. Demon Hunter is strongly sitting at level 3. He does have that Pure Up of Vitality. Farseer also sitting at level 3. And well, we'll see how these engagements go. Are they perhaps going to try and cut off here? Both sides trying to get into a proper position, make sure that they have good surface area, trying to crowd in and around here as the Tauren Chieftain, well, ends up getting stomped by Fly and then follow up by Blizzard. All right, so Blizzard raining down onto Teal's army. Yeah, beautiful play by Infi with that retrain as the Tauren Chieftain currently invulnerable, but also still has decent amount of armor, but that invulnerability potion not going to last forever. Another Scroll of Healing used there. Farseer, both sides fighting their way through. Tauren Chieftain of Lin also with, well, potion of invulnerability and a Scroll of Healing used by the Teal army as well. Both sides similar strategies and tactics, trying to push across the other side, siphon mana into the Archmage to get in a little bit more Blizzard damage. Friendly fire killing off one of those headhunters there as it was ensnared, denying experience. Archmage continuing to run out of mana quickly. Demon Hunter trying to come back in across the other side, somehow slips past and is able to survive here as the Archmage still out of mana, needs a little bit more if it wants to try and lay down some more Blizzards, but that is not going to do much against those Dryads who are magic immune. Tauren Chieftain leading the charge. Kodo Beast finishes digesting a Spellbreaker as it ends up getting taken down as well. All right, both sides with some heavy losses there. Difficult to say who has come out on top. 45 supply, 43 supply going up against 43 supply, and Lin's 46 supply. It feels like Lin and Moon lost a little bit more. I thought they had a slight supply lead going into the fight, and now Infi and Fly now have that supply lead instead. All right. Tauren Chieftain with Rune Bracers as well. This 800 hit point Tauren Chieftain looking very, very strong. It's still nearly 18 armor overall as the Archmage looks to clean up some of this here. Are we going to see some death onto some of these units? Tauren Chieftain getting some additional mana, trying to fight off against these, this level 8 Ursa Warrior creep camp. And with this is a 2v1 army. Is the Ursa Warrior going to fall at the hands of Moon? And is the item going to be given to Moon? Yes, it is going to be a Scroll of Restoration. And in a 2v2 battle, that Scroll of Restoration can be absolutely huge. Demon Hunter trying to retreat, to double back around, ends up getting stomped. And Moon might end up getting surrounded and finished off here. All right, are we perhaps going to see a Hex? Yes, we are. Hex onto the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter, however, now getting separated from the rest of the group here as we are looking at off to the north here. Lin actually clearing out a creep camp off to the north. This is a 2v1 battle inside the base of Moon, while Lin is going to now finally Scroll of Town Portal to try and help the positioning. All right, in comes Blizzard. Archmage could have Blizzard if he just shifted the position a little bit more, could have dealt quite a bit of damage. Lin does have Ensnare to try and stop that Archmage as we see a couple of stomps now go down. All right, 2v2 fight with Moonwell support. Moonwell is getting quickly drained out there. Tauren Chieftain throws down a stomp as the Demon Hunter of Moon sits at level 4. There's that Scroll of Restoration. That could be very, very big. There is a banish onto Moon there as we see some more units getting taken down. All right, there goes another giant stomp here. Demon Hunter still has plenty of mana for that restoration. There it is. There's that restoration, giving a big swing in hit points and in mana as Infi ends up losing the Archmage to a Fork Lightning. All right, that extra bit of mana from that Naga Sea Witch plus all of those Dryads staying alive and healthy, able to keep things going as Moon still pressing and the Blood Mage falls at level 3. With that said and done, Fly and Infi are perhaps up against the ropes, 2 heroes down in this 2v2 matchup, and Lin and Moon marching out across the field. All right, couple of Spellbreakers going to get lost as well, trying to retreat back home. And with that, Infi and Fly, well's chances of winning this game are decreasing as well, as Infi realizes and leaves the game here. Fly perhaps going to leave the game as well. That big battle in the end, that scroll of restoration off that level 8 Ursa warrior, making a big difference. Those heals, those group heals in 2v2 battles early on, really having a drastic impact. You can see all of a sudden those dryads who were in the orange and yellow suddenly back up to full hit points, able to lead the charge. The Fork Lightning for the Naga Sea Witch, catching the Archmage off guard. And with all of that said and done, one creep jack and one, I couldn't even call it an item steal, one well-timed creep intervention or creep harassment turned into picking up the item, which did turn out to be the game-changing moment. Let me know what you guys thought, if I was right or wrong, in the comments below, and hope you guys see me again.